Hi guys, if you're wondering where Elon Musk gets his delusional thinking from, it's likely from his father. So Errol Musk appeared on Reform UK friendly GB News to try and justify his son's recent attacks on Keir Starmer's government, which involved calling for a minister to be thrown in jail, for Tommy 10 names to be freed, and for Starmer to call a general election. Musk's dad didn't exactly help the situation by claiming that the Prime Minister will be gone by February. GB News in a pandering way tried to justify the comments by saying that the billionaire has dual citizenship or something. Have a listen.
Well, at the moment, Elon is a private citizen, so there's no government involved, so you can strike that one. The thing is that Elon is doing what very many people like him would, if they had the means, to do across the world. We are all children of England, of the UK, of England, Scotland, and Ireland. We've all taken...
So what the hell does that mean? We're children of England, Scotland, and Ireland. Leaving out Wales there. What the hell does that mean?
Taken the beliefs and feelings of the UK, those islands around the world. And it's those morals and beliefs that have made the modern world. And England is for us a parent country.
Elon Musk has called for Tommy 10 names to be released from prison. I believe he's also called for a government minister to be jailed. He doesn't seem to believe in democracy because he thinks that the recent election should be undone. So what values are you talking about here?
It's everything. It means so much, to all of us. Even the Americans, the vast majority of the Americans are from British, English extraction, I'd say. Yes, Scottish, Irish, of course. And so what happens there is very, very important to us. And Elon is not just simply because he's, the billionaire nonsense, just simply because he's in a position to comment. There are millions who would be doing the same thing if they were in a position to comment. So you're saying
he deeply cares about this country?
Yes, deeply
but
cares.
Do you think maybe he goes a bit far when he calls for serving ministers to be sent to jail?
Well, if you look at what these ministers that you've got now said about Trump, they seem to have no trouble in the last few months and before even of saying terrible things about Trump, things that are...
Sorry. Government ministers said that Donald Trump was a convicted felon. Now, is that untrue? We keep coming back to this point of government ministers. Well, there weren't government ministers at the time. They're now government ministers. There were politicians at the time in opposition, and they said things about Donald Trump that were true. And you're saying that it's justified for an unelected bureaucrat who's likely to be pretty important in Donald Trump's administration, for him to say that these government ministers should be in jail. Like, what crime have these people committed? Once again, Elon Musk presents himself as, a free speech hero, and his dad is advocating for government ministers to be put in jail, and his dad is saying, well, that's justified because they said mean things about Donald Trump that turned out to be true.
So gross that you can't really repeat them. And they had no trouble doing that. So I don't know where people come with, this attitude that, no, only they can say things and other people can't. No. Elon is telling the truth. People out there in England, they all know it's the truth. The backlash against Starmer is enormous, and they're playing it down hugely. But in reality, no government in Starmer's position, except for the fact that people sort of feel sorry for them because they're the sort of weak side of society, that they let them go on. And so, no, they must go. They have to go. By February, I imagine he'll be gone.
So they have to go. He has to go by February, I believe. Who's going? Like, what the hell is this guy talking about here? None of this makes any sense to me. So Keir Starmer is going to be gone by February, but he also said they will be gone by February. So I presume he's talking about the government. The government will be gone by February. Does he understand that the only person who can call a general election is the Prime Minister? So he wants Keir Starmer to call a general election by February. He actually believes that's going to happen. honestly, I don't know what he's been smoking or drinking or eating or whatever, because this doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe he has some sort of inner understanding of British politics that I'm not privy to. That Keir Starmer will call a general election, or somebody will replace Keir Starmer in the meanwhile within the next number of weeks, and they will call a general election. Why? Well, because Elon Musk is upset with Keir Starmer. But if Keir Starmer, let's say for the sake of argument, Keir Starmer did resign, would Elon Musk still be able to dictate when a general election takes place?
Goodness me. Well, of course, Elon Musk, your son, born in South Africa, I believe has Canadian citizenship as well. I mean, the extraction of that, these are two Commonwealth countries. Commonwealth citizens technically have the right to vote in British elections were they to move here. So do you know if Elon Musk still holds South African and Canadian citizenship?
Yes, well, I'm entitled to a British passport because my parents were British and born there. I was born here in South Africa, and Elon was born here.
This is your stretch. This is the grasping at straws. Elon Musk's dad may be able to get a British passport, so that justifies Elon Musk insulting the Prime Minister, calling for government minister to be thrown in jail. There's a significant amount of heavy lifting being done by GB News here. They're like, okay, how can we justify this? We can't justify it. Let's see if there's some connection to Britain we can make. And if anyone has any sort of connection to Britain, that justifies them in calling for the Prime Minister to resign and for government ministers to be thrown in jail. Okay.
But of course, he's also entitled to British citizenship, I imagine, and he could do that. But that's not the point. The point is we are, in fact, doesn't matter what the paperwork says, we are, in fact, all children of that country of yours. We are all deeply tied emotionally and everything that goes with that to England. And
then why do you have such contempt for British democracy? Why are you not saying, look, Keir Starmer won his majority. We may not like Keir Starmer, but we respect that. Why does your son not respect the British people's decision? Why do you not respect the people's decision? There will be another vote in a number of years' time. Wouldn't it be better for you to try and convince people, look, there was an election last year, there will be another one in a few years' time. What people should do is consider what the government have done, and if you think they have done a good job, then you should support them in the next election. If you don't think they've done a good job, then you should vote for somebody else. That would be a reasonable position to take, instead of saying that the Prime Minister would be gone by February and government ministers should be thrown in jail. This guy claims to care about Britain, but he doesn't seem to understand or care about British democracy, and his son either. It's beyond ridiculous. Unhinged. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.